Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Season 2, Episode 41. First thing as always, thank you to those of you that have subscribed to my channel. If you are new, names will go up over here. And thank you to those of you that have been following and supporting me on the forum. Recognition goes up over here. Now, I have no notifications. I want to get straight into this video. Okay, so you're probably wondering, why is this part of the video in black and white? Well, a bit of tragedy happened. Don't worry, it's nothing serious, it's just airsoft related. So with the Uzi that I bought, I haven't been able to find a battery yet, but I have found some sources, possibly to get a battery. And unfortunately with the Spaz 12, which I was hoping to take out today whilst you're watching this video to get some gameplay footage, sadly the spring decided to compress and not fire properly, so I had to disassemble it completely and get into the internals. Unfortunately, the spring then decided to blow and take the entire internals with it, so it's like a jigsaw puzzle at the moment. I'm trying to reassemble it. Fingers crossed, hopefully I'll get it working, and before you know it, see some of that in footage. If not, I do have a plan B. Now, most of my friends that are probably watching this are probably thinking, oh, unlucky gamble. But I'm pretty sure there's a fair few of you that are probably going to react like this.
Oh, that's harsh. That is quite harsh, but go on.
Oh, no, you like this one?
It's sad, so sad. It's a sad, sad situation.
Yeah, just a little bit of fun clip there, just to reaffirm that I messed up. And yeah, now that I've got that out of the way, off my chest, let's get into the video. So, like you saw in the black and white video, I really wanted to take the Spaz 12 out. In fact, I was going to do a video on the Spaz 12. Unfortunately, like I said, it broke. And I thought to myself, gamble, what can you do in this video? So I thought to myself, and I thought back to beginners and my experience so far playing in a skirmish game. So this is going to be relating to skirmishes, not battle sims or mil sims. And it's just one simple little thing, your field kit. And you're probably thinking, well, what are you specifically going to go over? Well, it's right here to my right, which will be your left, so let me grab it. Now this is my field kit, right here. This bag or satchel, like Indiana Jones, something simple. Now, before I go over it, the reason why I wanted to do this video is quite simple. Now, for those of you that are new, have fun getting started, but for those of us that are kind of seasoned or veterans, going to sites, we kind of know most of the time what we're going to expect, and it helps to prepare for a game. And I'm not just talking whilst waiting in the safety area. It also helps to take a portable kit with you, your field kit. Now, I'm going to say this right now before I go any further. With your field kit, you can do whatever you want. This is just a rough guide, or tutorial if you want to call it that, of my experience and what I take out into the field. Now, like I said, you could easily take this, a satchel bag, or whatever you want to call it, a bag of some description. You could also carry it on your tactical vests. I know a lot of people that like to go for the tactical look, like to carry everything on them, but what you also have to remember, there's pros and cons for every decision you make, and sometimes carrying all of it on you can hinder your gameplay, whereas if you look at most of my gameplay, I like to be light as possible, able to move, and well, you've seen my videos. If you haven't, check them out, you see what I mean. Now, anyway, it's your choice when it comes to your field gear, but again, this is a rough idea. Now, what happens is, if you're going out and playing a skirmish game, for example, what can I say? Okay, like an attack and defend game or a fallback game, particularly looking at those two main ones, really, you'll find that they say, right, the marshals say this all the time, make sure you got enough ammo, and you can never have too much. Obviously, if you want to go for the challenge and like go with a limited amount of BBs, fair enough. But what happens is sometimes you could be doing really well, defending or attacking, and you might run out of certain supplies, so it's always good to take one of these into the field. Now, for example, if we're doing a fallback game, there's going to be certain respawn points, whether you're attacking or defending. So it helps when you've cleared out the certain area, and the marshals and the players will say clear, and then obviously you get a minute or two for everyone to set up, and then carry on the mission. And it always helps to take this with you to the respawn point, because if you die, you know exactly where this is going to be. There's no point trying to hide this. It's not like in games you're trying to loot care packages and you can't loot the enemy team or your own players for that matter. So having one of these by the respawn is very valuable and helpful as well, because you might be able to help not just yourself but your friends as well. And they happen a few times actually, and I like this kind of really. Sometimes I've had a few beginners, complete beginners, not like a few games maybe, and they come up to me sometimes and they say, have you got any BBs? And I'm not going to get stingy with my BBs. Sometimes I might give them if I need them, especially if I'm running low, but sometimes I'll be like, yep, here you go, and they're like, oh thanks, really appreciate it, and hopefully they put it to good use. So you kind of become a little bit of a quartermaster sometimes, not just for yourself, your friends, even a complete stranger who's just having their first game. And remember, sometimes when you have your first game, you want to have a good time, not a bad experience, not look like a complete idiot. Being fair, I'm being fair here. But there are moments where you want to give someone a good time, and it's not just the marshals, it's the players as well, whether they're friendlies or enemies. You want everyone to have a good time. That's the whole point of Airsoft. But nevertheless, let's get back on track. So, taking this with you to the respawns, very handy. So, again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over this. Now, there are a few things that are not in here, because whilst I'm prepping my gear, most of it is not in here yet. So, what do I tend to carry in here normally that is not going to be in here? Sometimes I carry extra mags, whether it's for my primary or secondary. Sometimes I actually carry pistols in here, no joke, all my pistols fit in here. I will test it out again when I get a chance. And I do tend to carry extra electronic gear, so not particularly radios, more like my cameras, so battery packs, SIM cards, anything that I need for a long day of skirmishing. But no, the main things that I keep in here, as you can probably hear that rattling away, if you can't. So, a simple bag, you can get anything you want to. Now this has 2 compartments in it. At the back, this is where I tend to keep all my electronic gear and stuff, and also smokes and frags. Again, they can be a little bit expensive depending on which sites you go on to, so use them wisely, okay? Also, you can distribute them to your friends if necessary. Armbands from my main site. So I tend to keep everything little, spare at the back. The front is the most important component to me, because in here, rattle rattle, I've got my BBs. Yes, I need to get some more 2.5s, but nevertheless, if you have a whole bottle of this in your bag, you're good to go for attacking or defending. It also helps if you have one of these, a speed loader. You can put as many of these as you want in the front. I only have one because, well, depending on how I play, one's usually enough. Again, you can carry these, like I said, on your tactical vests or in a bag. Again, sometimes you may want to carry it all on you, but after a few games and you're running around a lot, ducking, doing everything, not to get hit by a BB, after a while you might ditch some of your gear. So sometimes lighter is always better. Also in here, I'll try and get it out, actually, put this down. Have some gas as well. Now I've got my red gas in here, you can put green gas, any gas that you want to. Those are my basic 3 essentials right there. Gas, BBs, and a speed loader. Like I said, anything else is secondary at most, depending, because I only go in this bag when I absolutely have to, if I have no choice. So for example, if I die and find out my battery on my camera is dead, or my scope camera is dead, I'll swap it out with something in here. Sometimes what I have in this bag I might actually carry with me into the field, so like an extra battery pack, SIM card, anything that I need or feel on the day. So again, it's not always going to be the same. So let me put this all back. Now you're probably thinking, well, that's not a lot of stuff. Well, when it comes to a skirmish, depending on how well your day's going, some days might go faster than others. Some days you might have the strongest team, sometimes you might have the weakest team, and sometimes you might forget your gear, etc, etc, etc. But nevertheless, having a field kit bag with some basic things in will help you on your day, especially if you're doing well or you just need to help support your team. And well, to be honest, this was cheap. I got this off eBay from £10 to £20. Again, Chinese surplus. Can't go wrong with surplus. Okay, yes, I'll admit certain things of surplus are becoming more expensive due to their rarity and ability, or whatever that word is. But no, just something simple like this is what's going to help me. And there have been times where I have worn this with me whilst playing, being completely without a chest rig or something, doing the Indiana Jones routine. But again, honestly, sometimes just simply doing that, putting it by the respawn, your marshal's going to be there, and obviously your team will be coming in and out, and yeah, can't hurt to be prepared and just have a simple little field kit like that. And this is mainly aimed at the beginners or seasoned players. You know, sometimes you just want to turn up for a bit of fun, but you don't want to carry all your gear from the car all the way to the safety zone and then take it all the way back after you've done a really good game and you feel knackered. So yeah, you don't always have to be the heavy tactical like loadout player unless you want to do that thing. That is your choice, but sometimes going light is often, in my opinion, underrated. So honestly, the most lightweight equipped player is generally, and I do say this, generally the rentals, the beginners. And I'll be honest with you guys, make sure you may have one high cap. Try to resist the temptation to go in full auto and just shoot your BBs before the game actually starts. That's a big tip right there. You may see like a veteran or seasoned player that has like the full out tactical look with like pretty much every mag possible on his chest. So like we're talking 12 mags or anything under that. But again, sometimes all that gear, no idea, yeah, that comes into play. Not to say that's everyone, but you kind of get my drift with that. So dress appropriately, bring what you need. Anything extra is a treat. Again, remember, the more you take, the more you got to keep an eye on and look after and then carry back and forth. So underrated, being light geared, always seen. But no, other than that, that was my field kit, and that was just basic tutorial, I guess you can call it, just for some beginners if you want to consider actually taking out some gear into the field that you know is yours and will come in handy. And that's it for this video. So like, comment, share and subscribe. Don't forget to click the little bell icon so you know when the next video is. I enjoyed making this video. I look forward to making the next one. The most important thing you can do is stay safe.